Modern audiences rages at VTubers by Hero Hei. All right, let's check it out.
So you guys want to know what's really funny?
A.
In this clip, Hasan is really mad at Nux. That's funny. Okay, but what's funnier is apparently if you type Nuxanor, maybe also Nux, maybe Nuxtaku, I don't know, but definitely Nuxanor at the very least, it seems like your comment will be withheld in the chat of Hasan over on Twitch. As we can see, he seems to be responding to this message he got on Twitch that says, "So I have to try. Nuxanor said if anyone says his name in your chat, they would be banned. So let's try it." Right above that, Automod says held a message for using channel block terms, pending review by moderators.
Oh, wow.
Nuxanor, a blocked term, huh?
You should be embarrassed. You should be embarrassed of getting to be openly getting directives from a fucking anime VTuber that every other VTuber hates because he's a gross, lolly enjoying, genocide enjoying loser. Like,
I'm a beer barrel. I don't know that much about Nux's beliefs. I'm just gonna be real, guys.
every
I'm
time you come in here, you're basically saying, "Hey, man,
I don't know that much about VTubers.
I'm here on behalf of a pet."
Okay, anyway, so Hasan goes on to try and like basically
That had like such Tony energy. Like,
anyways, if you don't know how to take
I'm here on behalf of a pet.
Okay, anyway, so Hasan goes on to try and like
okay, anyways, check out this sign.
accuse
Check out this
Nux
new
of being
LCD sign.
being a chomo, but doesn't put it like that. He goes and uses the full
By
like,
Hero Hei.
keyword and everything. But for the record, I think Nux is pretty funny, and he's always been really nice to me. So I don't know what this guy's talking about. Like everyone hates him. Like no, not really.
I only had one interaction with Nux ever. I was having a heated gaming moment, as I tend to do, where I don't pay attention to chat, and then he said something in chat. And I think he did like 100 bits or something like that. And he was like trying to get my attention, but I was in a heated gaming moment. And when I'm in a heated gaming moment, I don't notice anything. I'm in like my own reality marble, and like nothing else exists except for like what's happening in the game. So I didn't see it. Yeah. I apologized for it later in DMs, but yeah.
And then he actually talks about Kirsche.
There's another VTuber being a white supremacist that made headlines. Yeah, I saw. And the only reason why I saw it is because apparently after that loser ass VTuber got banned, immediately they were hitting the Hasan loves terrorism and he's not banned. So why can't I say that it was good that George Floyd got killed or some shit? And it's like, I don't know, maybe because you're a fucking gross little freak.
Wait. So the logic here is that Nux shouldn't have the same rights as Hasan because he's gross? Like, what is happening here?
I love the like 5 seconds of silence and then he's like laughing at what he says. But you know what's really crazy? Hasan says he's kind of familiar with the Kirsche stuff, the articles, the headlines, whatever, like however you put it. And one of the journalists who went after Kirsche got exposed by people on the internet for advocating for the essay of women and also admitting that they even have chomo tendencies.
Wait, what?
If you're not familiar with the Kirsche stuff, by the way, Kirsche is a VTuber who has recently...
What is that? Is it like a new term? I have literally... Guys, can we slow the fuck... Zoomers, can we fucking slow down? I keep hearing a new term every like fucking week.
Recently been on the receiving end of a massive harassment campaign and cancellation attempt.
I've literally never heard that. I only heard of Trooms from Cyberpunk.
From some corpo
So it's not the same as a Troom. Okay, got it, Trooms.
Journalists and modern audience types. One of these journalists over at Vice made a big hit piece against Kirsche that was so terrible it amounted to nothing. And as mentioned, people actually dug into this journalist and saw the terrible things that they had actually said that were on the internet. And so Kirsche responded, and that article was eventually deleted, seemingly by higher-ups at Vice, but not just that one, because the managing editor of that person also put out an article going after Kirsche, and for some reason, Leaflit, which is something I talked about.
Wait, what?
The editor of that person also put out an article going after Kirsche, and for some reason, Leaflit, which is something I talked about a few days ago. Long story short, that article was also terrible, and also ended up
what did I do?
Deleted.
Oh, because I was in the picture. Right.
But wait, there's more. These people are so desperate that some random WordPress blog journalist actually made an article a few days ago going after Kirsche and trying to like associate her with literal far-right Nazis.
I mean, it makes sense that they come after me because I'm the least racist VTuber, and they're like really racist. So they just don't like me because I'm the least racist. That's why. Makes sense. I'm like their natural enemy.
Groups, and they even brought up myself, and once again also Leaflit, but also Mama Oko.
Wait,
and
what?
Rev Says Des. Check out
What?
this section where they say, "This is the most common on the outer layers of the radicalization onion," as
With the radicalization onion.
Innuendo Studios describes it. Streamers like Kirsche, Leaflit, Mama
What?
Oko, Hero Hei, Rev Says Des.
Did they put me in a list with Kirsche, Hero Hei, and Rev? They gotta stop glazing me. Like, what the fuck, bro? They gotta stop glazing me. Dude, what? I'm not that good. What the fuck?
And others can avoid legal liability by saying any of the harassment or slander done on their behalf aren't what they actually wanted, even though the claim is facetious. Streamers who sit in a deeper layer may have edgier, more openly hateful content.
Wait, hold on. I want to actually, okay, hold on. Let me read what they're actually saying. Okay, hold on. I want to see what they actually said.
Hero Hei, Rev Says Des, and others can avoid legal liability by saying any of the harassment or slander done on their behalf aren't what they actually want.
With the slander done on their behalf, the harassment or slander done on their behalf, are you guys fucking slandering and harassing people? Fucking stop it. Stop it, guys. But to be serious, so you're saying, hold on, wait. So what they're saying here is that if a person who is crazy and like watches my stream does something bad, that I'm responsible for that? Like, I don't think I don't think they want to start this because they do a lot of crazy shit. You know, I don't think they want to start that equivalency there. Large Enemy Spider, thank you for 20 gifted. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you so much. Thank you, Large Enemy Spider. But yeah, like if I say something like I find to be like reasonable, and then somebody somehow twists that into something crazy, and then does something like, I mean, nobody's like, listen, anything that people do is not on my behalf. The only thing that's on my behalf is if it's on my behalf or I tell someone to do something for me. That's when it's on my behalf. If somebody does something and they say it's on my behalf, but I never told them to do that, then what the fuck does that have to do with me? What are they talking about? You can't be fucking real. Anyway.
Wanted, even though the claim is facetious. Streamers who sit in a deeper layer may have edgier, more openly hateful content, while still hiding behind the defense of calling it quote-unquote jokes. Oh yeah, Hero Hei, that guy's so edgy. He calls people weirdo Twitter cops and says like people are acting lame when they are, or acting pathetic when they are. Isn't that so edgy, guys? That's so crazy.
Yeah, really
you must
edgy,
be like a far-right, white supremacist, whatever. By the way, I'm not a streamer either. Like, what the frick? What is this person even talking about? And you got to see this. Right before that paragraph is this one that says, the use of fans to engage in harassment and death threats is an established tactic.
Wait, no, this is what they do. Wait a minute. They're the ones who do this. What?
Alt-right pundits and movement leaders by publicly saying they oppose harassment, but doing nothing to disavow. They can remain legally above any act.
But they do nothing. Okay, guys, listen. I'm gonna say it right now. If anybody that follows Leaflit TTV, all right, Leaflit TTV, Leaflit Sorry on YouTube, anyone that follows me, Leaflit VT on X, anyone that follows me, if you harass people, if you're harassing people, you're doing death threats to people, you're swatting people, I fucking disavow you. I disavow you. Don't fucking do that. You're crazy. There, I did it. Debunked.
The groups they lead commit. This approach is known as stochastic terrorism. And then, as mentioned, it goes into the paragraph that we read right before that, where they mention Kirsche, Leaflit, Mama Oko, myself, and Rev Says Des. In other words, like trying to link us to like stochastic terrorism. And it's like, bro,
I still don't know what that means. What the fuck is that? What is that? What is hold on, what is stochastic terrorism? I keep hearing people say this shit. Stochastic terrorism. Stochastic terrorism is a term used to describe a situation where public figures, through rhetoric, create conditions that can lead to random, ideologically motivated violence by an individual. Incitement of violence through language and actions that are not direct commands, but rather to create an environment where violence becomes statistically likely. So it's like basically what they're saying is the breeding ground for Nazis, basically. Like when you... But then the thing is like, the thing that's dumb with this is like, this can happen for like a perfectly reasonable point of view. Like, I mean, obviously, right? Like you're going to get people that are like radical, even if you don't believe in like the radical thing. Like you just saying things that are real and true could cause people to be radicalized, right? Like, I mean, what does it have to do with me? Just because they took it that way, you know? And if anything, isn't that what Hasan is doing? Like, isn't he the one that's like basically like homies with terrorists, and he's like showing like terrorist stuff on his stream? Like what are they talking about?
All they really did was make themselves look like a complete nutcase. Also in that article, they're mad at Kirsche for threatening legal action against Vice, saying that's like something that a Nazi would do. I don't even know, man. I don't even know. I feel bad for that person. Like I don't think they're doing okay. I think they're like kind of, sickly or whatever the word is. The
Wait,
desperation
did the Luffy guy actually die? Wait, like actually? Is that real? The Luffy, the guy that likes Luffy? Not confirmed? Not confirmed? Okay.
As back over on Twitter, people who have stood up for Kirsche are getting messages from other people that are essentially trying to intimidate them into disavowing Kirsche and other terminally online brain rot stuff like that. For example, we have this tweet that says, "This was sent to me while I was streaming, and it really hurts me because it's from someone I thought to be my friend. I know who I am, I know my values, and I stand for what I've said and for who I support. I won't let anyone silence me. Hashtag I stand with Foxu." So we can see the VTuber made that tweet. Akatsuki says, "Twitch allows terrorist propaganda being streamed daily on their platform, but bans someone for no reason other than a mass report scam. Amazon needs to get rid of the CEO and the entire moderation team ASAP before they destroy the platform."
Okay.
This referencing, I believe, Kirsche's 24-hour ban. And then, as mentioned, they got this DM that says, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Sorry, I'm just going to say Akatsuki again.
Okay.
Akatsuki, please let me misunderstand this. Kirsche is very dangerous. It's not just a random ban.
To be fair, I mean, it's kind of true. I feel like an extreme leftist and your point of view and like your ideas suck ass, then yeah, Kirsche is dangerous because she's just going to point out how your ideas are dumb. And then it just fucking deletes you, basically deletes like your entire like identity because now everyone knows that your point of view is stupid. So they're not wrong.
Please tell me you don't support them. For the record, all evidence would point to the ban once again only being a mere 24 hours and for reading like NSFW on stream. Not because
having a brain is dangerous. Yeah, to them, right? To them it is. That's the whole point of it. That's why they say that this stuff is violence and this stuff is dangerous because to them it literally is. Right, it's literally dangerous to their mental state.
But yeah, the full context is I think she was reading like a fan fiction.
I don't mean physically dangerous, but I mean like it's dangerous. I guess ideologically dangerous, right?
That particular journalist I mentioned a moment ago was going after her had made, and that's why she got like a 24-hour temp ban. Let's go to the next image. Kirsche is everything that means Narcy behavior. They are bigot as heck and are against every black person out there. They're saying very dirty stuff against George Floyd, for example.
Oh no!
Don't tell me you support Nazis.
Oh no!
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Like Saint George, right?
Since I was going through your Twitter,
Such a good person. Did like literal fucking saint, working in soup kitchens and stuff. You know? Yeah.
I decide to ban and block you. Hopefully you see the capital problematic with those people someday. Goodbye. What does ban and block even mean? This person's like having some headcanon power trip. Like you didn't ban them, you just blocked them. This person would love to apparently have the power to just like ban people from something, whatever the case may be. That's what it sounds like to me, at least. And of course, there's no evidence of this other stuff too. Like, oh, Kirsche hates every black person, is a literal Nazi. Interestingly enough, one of the top responses here reads, "I already know who this person is because they did the same thing to me." For real? Did they try to force you to unfollow a VTuber they didn't like? Yep, I don't like
I've literally had this happen to me. When I used to not talk so much about like political stuff on main, like people would do this to me too. They'd be like, "Oh, like you need to stop talking to this person. They're like super toxic."
being policed, who I follow, already lost a friend I consider close because they didn't like Rev. Only time I accept it is if the person is truly disgusting, not because of political preference. Sad I cared about them, but guess it's whatever. Then Akatsuki says, "I'm sorry to hear that. Me too. I hate when people try to police me. With that person was even reasonable when they told me to unfollow the other VTuber. I said that I would if what they said was true. But when I went to check, everything they said was a lie." VTuber Rossiebellmoo has also been going through all this sort of stuff too. She says, "This is why it's hard to ever speak about anything. My side, quote unquote, is don't bully people. You can choose your side, but you can't corner people into being in your war. I'm assumed to be regurgitating someone else's opinion that's in a war I was never a part of. I've been constantly harassed with DMs on different platforms for over a week now. I want to be done."
You want to see the secret ninja technique, guys? I'll show you the secret ninja technique. Check this out. It's gonna blow your fucking mind. It's gonna blow your mind when I show you this. Check this out. It's that fucking easy. It's that easy. That's my Twitter, by the way. That's my Twitter settings right there.
I'm going to keep posting as usual, but will try to share info when I need to make others aware. It's a lose-lose situation humoring this at all. Stay safe. Rosie including a number of DMs that someone sent her with a bunch of accusations towards Kirsche and no
What's up,
evidence
everyone?
for any
Love
of them.
Live.
Kirsche responds saying, I am sorry you're having to deal with people like this on my behalf, but I still thank you for having spoken out against the harassment.
Nice,
facing.
yeah.
Hopefully they will leave you alone instead of continuing the struggle session. And Rosie says, you didn't force them to harass me at all, so please don't apologize. I hope I didn't imply it was you at fault for what someone else is saying. I did feel it was something after days of people being extremely irrational that I should just show an example of how nutty people have gotten. I appreciate your concern for me, though. These people constantly pick tactics that only make them look terrible to everyone else. Like in their little inner circles on Blue Sky or whatever, they're like, oh yeah, you sure showed them. But to 99% of people, probably more than 99% actually, who are looking at what happens, these people are just making themselves look like extremist freaks. I talked to Rosie briefly about this stuff, and I gotta say, Rosie seems like an extremely nice and kind person. And they're like trying to target her now too. Like I said, you guys are just making yourselves look so...
I gotta follow this person. Seem incredibly based. X.com/Rossiebellmoo. Boom.
Bad with all this stuff. As mentioned, Rosie also received a number of DMs with this person trying to like accuse Kirsche of things and guilt trip / intimidate Rosie into disavowing Kirsche. Let's take a look at this one. Otherwise, it seems like you are willfully ignorant to far-right extremism in order to implicitly support it. If you are far-right and chose to work with gamer subs but want to hide it, bold, then your best bet is ignoring this message once you read it. If you are not...
The fact that they think that Asmongold is far right, they already fucking lost. They already lost the narrative by even thinking that Asmongold's anywhere remotely near far right.
Far right, you will probably try to hear this out. If you are far right, you'll reflexively ban and run away when you've been so willing to be confrontational to anyone and everybody before my message on this same topic. This is in reference to Rosie putting out one of the most mild takes ever in response to VTuber Rin Penrose making a public...
I mean, it's like, guys, you understand the people that we're dealing with, okay? You post like a cute video of like a guy taking care of a girl in the wheelchair, and like they have a little love story, and like they're having like an amazing time together. You post that, and the first thing that comes to their mind is that men want a girl in a wheelchair so that they can control them. Like, how depraved does your mind have to be for that to be like the first thing that you go to? Like, that's some Kuro Inu shit. Like, actually, that's actually unreal.
Statement saying that she doesn't
so
want
crazy.
to be an affiliate of GamerSupps anymore because of who they associate with, which at the time that was going on was also the start of the harassment campaign against Kirsche, so it was very implied to be about Kirsche. And like I said, Rosie put out an extremely mild take, just basically saying that like it came off kind of like virtue signaling. I'm putting it in my own like paraphrasing now. But yeah, then Rosie gets messages like this from people that are trying to shame her for saying that, and like the phrasing here is so freaking manipulative. Oh, if you ignore what I'm saying, clearly you're far right. If you're not far right, you're gonna hear me out.
Yep.
And like, what the frick, man? No one is obligated to respond to anyone in their DMs, especially when they're acting like a freaking terminally online weirdo. Like, come on, bro. She's not far right. She's far away. Staying far away from you.
I turned off all my DMs. I've reached a fucking peace, a point of zen. I just turned off all my DMs, and it's been amazing.
Oh, I know. Really clever. Round of applause for Hero Hei. Another example of many, and there's plenty that we're not going to be talking about in this video. This is just like an overview of what's been going on. But hopefully you're familiar with the cat, aka cat in chat, aka Catliante thing that we've been talking about here on the channel the last few days.
Okay.
But if not, if you don't know what that's about, it's fine too. You'll see what I'm getting at in a second. Because Rosie had responded to Alicia here and said, I'm sorry this happened. At this point, I feel like we just got to inform people she is grifting the VTuber drama, referring to Kat, after she used to do content creator advice on TikTok and found this to be more profitable, and that's the end goal. If it's for profit, she'll move on to something else if this doesn't get her traction. The reason I'm showing you this now is because Rosie got a response from this person who's like, oh, she's grifting, but not Kirsche? Cool. This is completely unrelated to Kirsche. This thing had nothing to do with Kirsche. These people still like gonna go freaking stalk Rosie's tweets and bring it up here. Again, how does this make you look good? It doesn't. You look freaking...
Yeah, Kirsche is raid main tank right now. So she's tanking.
Weird.
This drama is crazy. I'm gonna send this. This has been going on for a while. Like the last couple days and stuff.
And take a hoodie, oat milk latte in my fist. I'm a TikTok vigilant. You can't resist.